Okay, I'm lost. What a way to open the show. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Weather Show, and I'm your host, Ellie. I'm saying I'm lost because I was told this morning I wouldn't have platforms. In fact, they hit me on both, and I had strikes, and they said it would be 7 days without investigator news, too. So I'm kind of lost on this. I even got a hold of Mary and said, Mary, you, so you guys, that's on Investigator News too. Please add Investigator News Network, please. We don't know if after today, if they're going to go ahead and take Investigator News 2 or not. Um, I'm banned. I get strikes almost daily now. Get this, there's new policies that I looked into. You can't say anything that has to do with VOTE. You cannot talk about the uh, TION. It's not allowed any longer. So I sent him a message and I said, "Are you a private platform now?" Huh. So happy Friday. Yes. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm blessed that I put in um, I wanted them to take a look at it again because they wouldn't let me see the video and they wouldn't let me respond. So I found a way to respond and I said, you know what? You guys aren't letting me look at any of the info. So you guys need to look at this again. Say, so it's a private platform, is what this is. So they might as well start charging people because it is private. I looked into what a private platform is. So anyway, listen, this is supposed to be the good morning show and make us happy. Um, uh, Karen, have you been tickled today? That's what I tell my grandkids when they're bummed out. I say, "Have you been tickled today?" And they run from me now. So Karen needs to be um, like tickled until she just can't hold her stuff anymore. All right. Hmm. You don't not understand what we can't say, VOTE, at all. Anything that has to do with that. VOTE is bad. Or DEAD, PEOPLE. You're not allowed to say that either. That's one of the new ones they added. Mm. I'm going to be spelling everything out. So the weather looks like a camel today. Uh, Now tell me if this doesn't look like a camel. I looked at it and I said, it's on the wrong day. It should be Wednesday that they have that red thing that looks like a camel. So, mm, uh, well, Susan, what we're going to have to do is eventually they're going to push me to Rumble. And Rumble's really hard on me. I have to do a totally separate show, which makes me do more shows a day. And so, anyway, we'll talk about it on on the news, because my new show tonight is going to be ooh, oh boy, my corruption files show tonight is going to be very interesting. It's all on the documents. So anyway, here's Mr. Camel with the guy with the hair. So I need to learn his name, I guess, instead of hair guy. Um, I think his hair looks better than mine some days. So some days it just, oh boy. So anyway, um, we'll just have to I'll discuss all this uh, um YouTube troubles with my moderators later today. And so anyway, the weather looks like a camel. So let's move on to the weather, and it looks like it's going to be pretty hairy. Oh, what I wanted to tell you guys this morning was we're starting to see a cold front in a few days. Remember yesterday I was telling you about the volcanoes and how it causes temperatures to drop. And usually it's 5 to 10 degrees. Well, guess what? Here in a couple days, the north is going to see an unusual cooling spell. And they said it's unusual because it's about 5 to 10 degrees below normal. So, see, that's what I'm telling you. The ash that's spewing from the recent um, uh, volcanoes is now going to affect the northern states. So keep an eye on that. And of course, what it does is it causes a dome effect on the southern states, and it will cause heat to rise. So anyway, here we go with the weather.
All right, here's a look at the weather across the nation for the next few days. You see a lot of red on the map here, and that's kind of a marginal to slight risk for severe weather. The severe weather is going to be a little more concentrated up in the northern Rockies and the northern plains, a little bit more spotty in the east, the Ohio Valley. And just notice the temperatures here, especially through the middle part of the country. Still a lot of upper 90s and triple digits, especially through parts of the plains, even in the Ohio Valley and the Mississippi Valley through Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday we'll start to get some relief in the Ohio Valley. Look at Indianapolis at 84 degrees. Still really hot in the west. Sacramento at about 100 on Sunday, but very dry. Some on and off monsoon showers in the southwest that'll last through Monday. And you notice not much red on the map as we get deeper into the weekend and into Monday especially. Okay, so we'll get a little low in the severe weather and a lot cooler in the southeast. It'll be noticeably cooler and more comfortable. Atlanta with a high of 83 on Monday will feel fantastic after the way it's been for the last few days.
Susan, it's called Aquanet. I'm serious. Well, I'm not using Aquanet, but usually I put about a half a can on my hair. It makes for hard to getting it out. But no, that's usually the hair gel usually doesn't work good to get the effect. Aquanet works really good. It's cement in a can, and you spray it on your hair and it goes through windstorms. Believe me, I can open up the car window and it could blow the side of my face off, and my hair's still there. My face is like back 3 miles. So, all right. Anyway, earthquakes. Time to get on to the earthquakes. And you guys will be surprised with the latest earthquakes. We've got quite a few. And I'm going to start off with the one over here by Iceland. And it's this Savard and Jen Mayen. It's 4.5, and that's up right around Iceland. And those are usually unusual, and I try to watch that ridge. We had one, we got some good size ones. Oh, hey, look, we're looking at the bottom of the ocean, folks. That's what happens when my mouse does crazy stuff. All right. We have down around Fiji's and Vanuatu, it's a 5.4. Then you go spaced out, equally spaced, and it's at 5.2. Then we have up around where we're seeing the volcanoes. In Japan, Naha, Japan, a 5.0. The Mariana Islands, 4.5. Indonesia, in Gorontalo, 4.2. And then look at all the ones up around Alaska today, right there on the fault line at Atka, 5.2. And then we have one way up at the top in Arctic Village. That's up around where Santa's village is at. So maybe Santa Claus is having earthquakes today. And this one was a 3.0. Now, check this one out. This is the one that really got me, was the tippy part of the States up in Canada, in Miramichi, a 2.9. So it did go up. And I did look around North and South Carolinas, and they are still getting a few 1s and 2s. So that might be why this one up in Canada just hit. Then we have one down, in Yorktown, Texas. For not drilling, folks, we quit looking for oil and drilling. And now all of a sudden we have earthquakes. You notice that? I'm going to have to check with Dutchson and see what he says about it. Okay, Ocotillo Wells, California, 3.1. And Lucas, California, San Lucas, 2.6. They're very little in California. I see a lot up around Alaska. Now, with the volcanoes that are going, now I wouldn't put um, like this one up here in Elfin Cove, Alaska, 2.8. Um, they're all riding on this fault line. And what I'm thinking is we could be seeing something real close to, um, if you put it in between the two, spaced out, I'm thinking real close to Washington or Canada within the next few days. Um, but it's real quiet off in South America. We only had one in Calama, Chile. That was a 4.3. Then we get one right on the fault line in Panama and Arenas. Um, so it's a pretty slow day for earthquakes, but I'm going to keep an eye on the ones up in Alaska because when you look at the globe for the ones and twos, it's really active right now. Um, I would show you, but then it would take a while for me to get it all set up for you guys. Um, I'll push it for Tuesday to show you guys what I'm talking about. Well, you know what? Maybe I will just go ahead and get it. All right. Okay, let's see what I can do here. Oh, okay, here you go. Let's see if I can. Okay, stop. Can you guys see that? All of the quakes that are up around Alaska right there. It's very active. Even down in the southern part of the states, we see a lot. Now these, I think I didn't even go for, let me see. I got the magnitude down. Okay. Now, if we move over to Indonesia, I hope you guys are finding this interesting. Now, look it over. See, as we come around, this is all around the Fiji Islands and then up around where Japan is. There is a lot of them right around where those volcanoes are. So, but there you have it. I really did want to show you guys that it is very, very active. So hopefully you found that interesting. And I'll move on with the show. Um, we have a Siberian Husky rescued from the waters more than a mile off the New Jersey coast. And this dog was rescued from the waters, and this was Monday. And he was 10 years old, and he was found in Raritan Bay after he doggy paddled about a mile from the Union Beach, Monmouth County Sheriff said. Once the sheriffs located him, they brought him on board and navigated shallow waters, reuniting him with his rightful owner. Now, so what I heard on one of the other news reports was he got away and he took off swimming, and then they lost track of him. They thought they lost their dog, and then lo and behold, here comes the sheriff's department with their dog. Now it reminds me of when we lived in Eureka. Our neighbors had one of them Weimaramers. I think that's what it's called. I know I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, this dog would book, and they thought it just wanted to run and run and run. So they said, what better place to take it than the beach? So they took him out the beach and they let him go. I believe it was a male. And the dog took off running, and it's going and it's running way down the beach. It's getting farther and farther. So they start whistling for the dog to come back. Well, the dog was not going to have it. The dog's just going to run the beach. Well, the dog finally just disappeared into the sunset, and they get in their car and they run and they go beach to beach to beach. Well, they found their dog. It finally it stopped and was resting and panting really hard about 10 miles down the beach. So the dog ran for 10 miles. Uh, I said, well, you guys ever going to take the dog back to the beach? And they said, oh, no, no, that's a bad idea. Yeah, so that's what happens when you let these doggies go sometimes, and they just want to do their own thing. So, and there's a thing with CERN. CERN, we've been talking about it, and they were supposed to do their third run. Well, what they have found is particles, uh, exotic particles on the third run. And what it is um, these exotic particles could provide clues about the force that binds subatomic particles together. Now, William knows more about CERN. Well, I need to run CERN by him on one of our shows. This new type of pentaquark is the first duo of Terra quarks, offers new angle to the strong force that holds together the nuclei of atoms. So if you understand that, I'm not real good on CERN. I just, like I said, I was all into the dancers and stuff. I never really um, looked into CERN. So if that's any help to you guys, these exotic hadrons, which are subtonic particles, are made up of 2 or 3 element particles. The strong force is one, and 4 forces are known in the universe, along with the weak force, which applies to the decay of particles, as well as electromagnetic force and gravity. Well, my thing is just leave things alone. Don't smash atoms. I don't know. It could be a good thing. It might be a bad thing. Some people are for CERN. Some are totally against it. All right. A Vermont woman was attacked by a coyote, and it lunged. It didn't go after her dog. She said she was walking her dog behind her home when she saw what she thought a dog running across the field. She realized it was a coyote, and the animal attacked her 8-month-old puppy and then went after her immediately. Uh, it went to her face. Um, she said she couldn't, she pulled her dog up so her dog wouldn't be ripped up by this coyote. And, uh, and of course, it attacked her face. I don't know where the puppy was, close to her face or what. But this does happen, folks. If you have coyotes around, we got them here in town, here in Arkansas. Now, I've heard of them chasing cats, but haven't really heard too much on them attacking dogs. And, uh, the darndest thing I seen was in Colorado Springs. Um, I seen a fox trotting down the street. I was staying with a friend, and here comes this little fox. And I thought, oh, how cute. And then I remembered, don't touch the bison. Yeah, don't mess with the bison at Yellowstone. And so I thought, no, no, it's a wild critter. You know, no, I'm not Ellie Mae that collects critters. No, 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 I'm not like that. I'm not nice to the critters. I just keep my distance. Uh, so I seen the fox, and she said it's a good thing because a couple of kids went to pet this thing, and it bit them. And I was like, oh, okay, good thing I didn't touch it. Um, but be very, very careful when you see. They look like dogs. They just look like a large, short-haired German Shepherd. If you're in an area that has coyotes, and as we expand housing into the suburbs, this is what happens. You get bobcats that way, and you even get mountain lions. That's what happened out in California when they started building up right around the American River area out of Sacramento. When they pushed it so far, they started getting mountain lions. And then, like great little um, William, did Karen ban you again? I'm teasing. um, in Sacramento, when they expanded the American River, and like I said, then they started seeing mountain lions. Well, what they did was they put in a bike trail in the same area, and it's like, how dumb is that? And then all of a sudden, there was like 4 or 5 attacks right off after they put this bike trail in. So if you're in Sacramento, you know what I'm talking about. Um, we used to float down the American River, and we used to see the mountain lions on the side of the hills. And, it was like, thank God we're in the water and they're up there. So, um, we're going to move on. Now, there was if you've seen it, the snake at the Sonic, if you guys have Sonic drive-ins, they're restaurant, fast food place. They're the old fashioned ones. And we get the ones that come out on roller skates because you pull in and park with the individual boards next to you. We have ones that roller skate out here. They skate up and they take your order sometimes, and then other times they just bring it out. So, um, so the Georgia Sonic, um, they, um, I got to, all right. They found a large python behind their deep fryer, and they called the Brunswick police and fled the restaurant. Um, they say that the snake was brown with diamonds on its back. They said it wasn't a rattlesnake, so everybody didn't have to be that concerned and run. Um, but they did get the snake out. It doesn't really say where it came from. They believe it was a pet that was turned loose, and it happened to get into the Sonic restaurant. And uh, it could it could have been strong enough that it could eat a small dog, it said. And one of the employees did take it home as a pet. So now it's back in pet stage. Now, hopefully, he don't lose it. Um, so we got. I wanted to get going on the funny list. Today's is Mother's Dictionary. Um, and then I have after that some weird laws, and I think I got enough for everybody here. So, bottle feeding is an opportunity for daddy to get up at 2 a.m. too. Yes. So, Mother's Dictionary, bottle feeding. Um, and bottle feeding, an opportunity for daddy to get up at 2 a.m. Yes. All right, defense. What you'd better have around the yard when you're going to let the children play outside. Um, Drooling. How teething babies wash their chins. Dumb waiter. One who asks the kids if who. Oh boy. One who asks kids if they would care to order dessert. Yes, that's a dumb waiter. Yes. Family planning, because kids will say yeah, and they don't really eat it. They pick at it. They're so full of their dinner that, and then they want to take it home with them, of course. All right, family planning, the art of spacing your children the proper distance apart to keep you on the edge of a financial disaster. It's also to keep them from hitting each other. Safe distancing, yes. Um, and the masks don't work. They use them as weapons. They pull them and they snap each other in the face with them. And oh yeah, the masks aren't a good thing in the back seat of the car, and when you're driving and you can't hit them. All right. Feedback, the inevitable result when the baby doesn't appreciate the strained carrots, yeah, or the peas. Uh, Baby spitting, baby food is just. You ever tasted that stuff? What the heck? Uh, 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 the carrots don't even taste like carrots. They taste like something, I don't know, from the bottom of a bad carrot jar. Yeah, I tried it all. What was really good is the banana stuff. I could eat a whole jar of that. It just needs sugar. Me and the sugar, don't have sugar, so I put the sugar in, and the kids are looking at me. I'm eating their baby food, and they're like, all right, never mind. You guys are hearing all kinds of Ellie funnies this morning. Full name, what you call your child when you're mad at them. Yeah. Or now this is a good one, a full name. How about full names of all of them? You go through the whole list to your kids. You got 5 kids, you start at the top and you finally get to the one you want to be angry at. But all of them end up showing up. And then you're like, nah, the rest of y'all can stand back and this one stand forward. Yeah. All right. Grandparents, the people who think your children are wonderful, even though they're sure you're not raising them right. Yeah. All right. Hearsay. What toddlers do when anybody mutters a dirty word. Yeah. Penny jar. We have a penny jar. You curse. You put your pennies and nickels into the curse jar. Um, let's see. Impregnable. A woman whose memory of labor is still vivid. Yeah. Okay. Heck, I haven't been pregnant in like 40 years, and I still remember it. Yeah. Uh-huh. The cravings. You guys have weird crazy cravings when you're pregnant? I want to know. Put it in the comments. I Mine was tacos and ice cream and onion rings and ice cream. Oh boy. And I could still eat that stuff as long as it's not sugar-free ice cream. All right. Independent. How we want our children to be as long as they do everything we say. Look out. What it's too late for your child to do by the time you scream it. That's true. Prenatal, when your life was still somewhat on your own. Prepared childbirth, a contraction in terms. A puddle, a small body of water that draws small bodies wearing dry shoes into it. That's true. Even rain boots. Yep, and of course, then they get upset when they jump in the puddle and then they get dirt on them. Do you get those kind of kids? My grandkids are like that. They're like all four jumping in the puddles, and then when they get the mud on them, they're like, "Oh, oh no!" Especially my newest grandchild. All right, show off a child who is more talented than yours. Sterilize what you do to your first baby's pacifier by boiling it, and the last baby's pacifier by blowing on it. What do you mean? You stick it in and lick it and give it to them. There you go. My mom did that. There's nothing wrong with me. Well, maybe. My mom always licked them all, or she dunk them in her coffee and then give them back to it, to us kids. So, um, all right. Old fashioned sterilization. You either lick it yourself, stick it in the coffee. Who ever heard of blowing on it? It's a 10-second rule. If it isn't on the floor for more than 10 seconds, it's okay. So I tell I'm going to get turned into child protective services, aren't I? I'm going to have child protection here, and they're going to be going, you can't be saying that. YouTube turns you in. YouTube's going to turn me into child protective. All right. Storeroom. The distance required between the supermarket aisles so that the children in the shopping carts can't quite reach anything. All right. Temper tantrums. What Ellie does when YouTube bans her. No, I'm teasing. What you should keep to a minimum so that not to upset the children. All right. The top bunk, where you should never put a child wearing Superman pajamas. Okay. Yeah, or Spider-Man. 2-minute warning. When the baby's face turns red and begins to make the noise of familiar grunting noises. Oh, yeah, we know what's going on in that diaper. Verbal. Able to whine in words. Oh, yeah. My my grandkids all did that. My kids didn't whine, but my grandkids do. My little Jayla boy, when you put her in the corner, she would like do a boo-hoo howl, like boo-hoo, I've been bad. She would do that for 15, 20 minutes till we told her she could get out of the corner. But yeah, she was boo-hoo. She would say boo-hoo, I've been bad. And she would draw it all out. And then I was like, oh, no tears. You don't mean it if there ain't tears. All right. Who done it? None of the kids that live in your house. That's right. You know what I tell my kids? I don't know, don't live here. You should have seen the look on their faces the first time I used that. Now my daughter uses it on her kids. When they, I don't know, I don't know, don't live here. And then they all kind of look at each other trying to figure out who they're going to blame. It's a good one, though. It's a good one to use. I know someone out there needs that line. No, you know, I don't know, don't live here. I used it on my husband one time, and he didn't talk to me for a few days. Don't use it on husbands; it don't work. All right, and whoops, an exclamation that translates roughly to get a sponge. Yeah, oops, or uh-oh, get a towel, get a sponge, get something quick. All right, so weird laws. Here we go. No stink bombs or confetti. Um, the purpose is to, they don't want anything, they say it's illegal. They don't want silly string, they don't want confetti. And this is in Alabama. This is a weird law. Am I right? Yeah, the dumbest laws in every state. All right. Alaska, no getting drunk in a bar. Well, that makes for safer drivers. All right. Arizona, no spitting in public. Huh. It's unlawful to spit in or on any public building, park, sidewalk, or road. Offenders can be charged up to $2,500. Well, wow, that's over the 1,200, huh? All right, Arkansas, most must pronounce state name correctly. Well, I don't know about that. I haven't heard about that one. California, no nuclear weapons. We better tell Newsom that one. Colorado, no catapulting. Okay. Connecticut, pickles must bounce. Huh, who lives in Connecticut could tell us why they don't want, why the pickles must bounce. If it doesn't, it's unfit for human consumption, it says. And it must be dropped from 1 foot, leading to a new state regulation. I'm going to go drop some pickles today. I'm going to see if my pickles bounce. I wonder if those Vlasics do. You know, they're supposed to crunch. Huh. All right. Delaware. Strict trick-or-treating times in force. They're only allowed between 6 and 8 p.m. Well, huh. Florida is no selling children. Oh boy, it's a felony to sell your children. Georgia, I think that's a good law, though. That's not funny. That's a good law. Georgia can't eat fried chicken with utensils because it's finger licking. Okay. Hawaii, no billboards. Has anybody been to Hawaii that noticed no billboards? Let me know in the chat there. Idaho, no cannibalism. You can't eat people in Idaho. Nope, no eating people. Illinois, here we go. We're getting to some of the ones our chatters belong in, or live in, not belong in, live in. No fancy bike riding. Strictly prohibits fancy riding on a bicycle on city streets. Any shenanigans on a fancy bike will be considered it is considered breaking the law, and you will be arrested. It's seldom enforced, though, they say. All right, so who's in Illinois is riding a bike? All right, I don't think anybody in our chat room is. All right, Indiana, proper black cat etiquette on Friday the 13th. Black cats must wear bells and around their necks. They said this was a war measure to alleviate mental strain on the populace. I guess you can hear the black cat as it crosses your path. Iowa, no faking your butter. No margarine is to be passed, it says. Um, Oleomargarine is real butter, is guilty of a simple misdemeanor and 30 days in jail and a $600 fine. All right, Kansas, no snowballs. Okay. Or other any type of snowball missiles, stones, or icicles being thrown. All right, there we go. What? No snowmen? Oh, they can make a snowman. They just can't make. They can't make snowballs, and no snowball fights. All right, Kentucky, no dueling. They have not fought a duel with deadly weapons. Is not allowed. Even though Alexander Hamilton was involved in at least 10 duels, it is not allowed. Louisiana, no catfish stealing. Well, good. You got, you got fish out there. You catch a small catfish, and the other big catfish come up and take them. I wonder what they're going to do to the catfish that steal the fish. Uh, I'll move to Idaho, is what Mary said. All right, so it's really illegal. It could be up to 10 years in prison or a $3,000 fine. Fishermen get mad you take their fish now. All right, Maine. Don't advertise on tombstones. Okay. Usually it's the name and when they died. Is that advertising? If you put down when they died, when they were born, could be. Maryland, no cursing while driving. Well, if nobody else is in the car, you're good. So anyway, Massachusetts, no dancing to the national anthem. Aw, especially the Star Spangled Banner, it says. Um, it was thanks to uh, uh, a slightly changed document called the First Amendment. It's a 1917 law. That's a new one on me. Michigan, bounty hunting encouraged. Okay. It's a 1941 act that they encourage you to be a bounty hunter. All right. Minnesota, no pig greasing. That's what we do down here. We grease up them pigs and we put the kids we throw them out in the middle of the corral and the kids chase them down. That's fun. Somebody must have got hurt in Minnesota. Mississippi, no limits on big gulp size. Well, that's good. It's hot down in Mississippi. Missouri, Tarzans aren't welcome. Oh boy, it's illegal to swing upon another person's motor vehicle and honk their horn for them. Prankish Tarzans. Okay, no Tarzans in Missouri. Montana, no FOLF. What's a FOLF? Oh, Frisbee golf. It's deemed a sanctioned FOLF course. It could cost you $500 or 6 months in jail. It's Frisbee golf. We played that here. I wonder if they're going to do away with cornhole husking thing. Cornhole game. All right. Nebraska, no marriage if you have if you have VD. Well, yeah, okay. Nevada, be selective with X-rays. It's illegal to use an X-ray to determine someone's shoe size. Okay. What drugs are they on in Nevada for that one? You can't X-ray your feet for your shoe size? That makes no sense. All right. New Hampshire, no seaweed collecting. No sushi chefs there, huh? All right. New Jersey, no murder while wearing a bulletproof vest. Okay, so If you're not wearing a bulletproof vest, you can murder people. No wonder they're crazy in New Jersey. All right, New Mexico, redefined in indecent exposure. Um, let's see, walking around with your butt out is considered indecent exposure. So is twerking. Well, boy, they got smart there. No twerking in New Mexico. um, New York, sales tax for sliced bagels. Um, if you order a sliced bagel in New York, um, it carries an 8-cent sales tax. Uncut bagels are typically tax exempt. So it's only for a whole one. If you have it cut in half, then you're exempt. Okay, North Carolina, be careful with your doggy bag. Um, in North Carolina, it's a felony to steal more than $1,000 worth of grease. It's a misdemeanor to steal. Who steals grease? Good God. And puts it, you can't put grease in a doggy bag, it would leak. I don't know. Grease theft, it turns out a huge problem in North Carolina. Um, who's, who's stealing grease? Okay. North Dakota, no late night fireworks. Well, yeah, yeah, it's after 11 p.m. You can't do that. Ohio, toilet paper in coal mines. Operators of underground coal mines must provide an adequate supply of toilet paper with each toilet. It's too bad that the letter of the law stops at the coal mines. Now here we go. Toilet paper in all the coal mines. Yep, an adequate amount. Oklahoma, no bear wrestling. Um, uh, okay, no bear wrestling. Oregon, no test of physical endurance while driving. Well, that's a good thing to say. Um, um, no more seeing. This is what's in the description. No more seeing how long you can work with steering wheel with your teeth. I heard of knees, but who does it with their teeth? Who drives with their mouth? No wonder they outlawed it. They got some weird people in Oregon. Pennsylvania, bingo is only for non-felons. Um, maybe if no person convicted of a felony may operate a bingo game. Sorry, church ladies. You're going to have to pick another guy to pick your balls. Rhode Island. Was that absurd or something? No, I won't go back there. Rhode Island, don't impersonate an auctioneer. It's unlawful to impersonate an auctioneer. Choose your Halloween costume accordingly. South Carolina, no working or dancing on Sundays. It is illegal to dance on Sundays. Fans of work or footwork will both be happy to hear. South Dakota, fireworks approved to help with farming. So as long as they're 660 feet away to the nearest church or home or school. It's to protect their sunflower crops. Tennessee permits for panhandling. Um, Panhandlers in Memphis must apply for a permit before panhandling. This formally costs about $10. Texas, keep litter on aircrafts. Okay. Who's throwing their who is on these airplanes throwing their garbage out the window at 1,000 feet or 10,000 feet? No doing that. Utah, no missiles in the bus terminals. Hurling a missile into the bus terminal is a felony. Can you identify these? Yeah, can you identify a proper missile? Yeah, all right. No missiles in the bus terminals. That's in Utah. Vermont, Clotheslines be gone. Prohibiting the use of clotheslines. All right, Virginia. No skunks as pets. Well, that's a good idea. You can have them descented, but they still smell, folks. Washington. No Sasquatch poaching. You hear that, William? No Sasquatch poaching. You can't go poach them. You got to hunt them. Okay. Actually, Washington State has the first um, Bigfoot sanctuary. I'm not sure where it's at. It doesn't say on this, but it's been known to have a Bigfoot sanctuary. All right, West Virginia, no drones for bird hunting. Well, no, that's who does that? All right, Wisconsin, better make that butter delicious. America's Dairyland, and all the cheese that says highly pleasing, and the cows have the right of ways on highways. All right, Wyoming, don't buy junk from a drunk. Well, that's a good thing to not do. Purchasing scrap metals, rubber, rags, and paper from an intoxicated person is prohibited. Well, where's the copper on that list? So, all right. Um, Boy, there we have it. And we're only 10 minutes away, and I I think it was a little long, and it was due to all the states. I wanted to make sure I did them all for you guys. So with that, please subscribe and share. Great show this morning. Um, so be sure to share it. And over on Facebook, thank you, Greg, for your shares. And over there, you hit the follow and the like. And the more we're having likes on our shows, the more it's starting to show up on the mainstream news stream with YouTube. Um, so with that, everyone, I will see you in about 10 minutes, and hope you enjoyed our show, and it brought a little bit of happiness to your morning, a little bit of giggle in your step, and warmed your heart. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, folks.